Today we are going to learn about multiplying surds together. The National 4's essential skills are identifying factors in your square numbers, and the National 5 essential skills are simplifying surds and using our surd rule. The square root of AB is equal to the square root of A times the square root of B. When multiplying surds, we apply the rule. The square root of AB is equal to root A times root B. And actually what we'll be looking at is root A times root B to give us the square root of AB. And this will be clearer when we look at a couple of examples. Example 1. Root 5 times root 2. So they're separate surds at the moment, but we can rewrite this as the square root of 5 times 2, which is root 10. Example 2. Again, we have root 7 times root 7. So two separate roots, but we can make this one root by writing the square root of 7 times 7. And 7 sevens are 49. However, this can be simplified. So if you can simplify a surd, always do it. The square root of 49 is 7. And finally, example 3, square root of x multiplied by the square root of y multiplied by the square root of z. Well, that's really just x times y times z, and then the square root of all three, which is the square root of x, y, z. That would be it fully simplified and then multiplied together. Now try these examples on your own. Please pause the video. And the first example, here we can rewrite that as root 3 times 7, which is going to give us root 21. The next example here can be rewritten as the square root of 11 times 11, and 11 elevens are 121, but that can be simplified to the square root of 121 is 11. And finally, root 6 times root A times root B can be rewritten as the square root of 6AB. Now we'll look at a couple of more complicated examples. So example 1, we have 3 root 5 multiplied by root 2. Now it's important that we keep the 3 completely separate. That is not a surd, therefore cannot combine with our root 2. We can rewrite this as 3 times root 5 times root 2. And root 5 times root 2 can become root 10. So it's 3 root 10 is our final answer. Example 2. 2 root 7 times 4 root 2. So this can be written as 2 times root 7 times 4 times root 2. Now what we'll do is we'll combine the whole numbers together, 2 times 4, and then we'll combine our surd together, root 7 times root 2. So 2 times 4 is 8, and root 7 times root 2 is root 14. So the final answer there is 8 root 14. Example 3. We've got 6 root 2 times 5 root 2. So here we can rewrite that as 6 times root 2 times 5 times root 2. Now let's deal with the 6 and the 5 first. So 6 times 5 is 30, but you also have root 2 times root 2. So 6 5s are 30, but root 2 times root 2 is root 4. Now the square root of 4 can be simplified, and it can be simplified to 2. So 30 times 2 gives us an answer of 60. Now try these examples for yourself. Please pause the video. And the first example here, 7 root 3 times root 5 can be rewritten as 7 times root 3 times root 5, which is 7 root 15. And the next example, rewrite that as 3 times root 3 times 7 times root 2. So combining the whole numbers together, 3 7s are 21, and root 3 times root 2 is root 6. So the final answer is 21 root 6. Third example, 4 root 3 times 3 root 3 is 4 times root 3 times 3 times root 3. So we'll combine the whole numbers together. 4 times 3 is 12. Root 3 times root 3 is root 9. So we have 12 root 9. But remember, 12 root 9 is the same as 12 times 3. And that's equals to 12 times 3, which is 36. And final example, 2 root 2 times 4 root 6 is 2 times root 2 times 4 times root 6. Multiplying the whole numbers together, 2 4s are 8, and root 2 times root 6 is root 12. So we have 8 root 12. However, root 12 can be simplified, and it will simplify down to root 4 times root 3. 4 is the biggest square number that will go into 12. And if we take the square root of 4, we'll get 8 times 2 times root 3, and 8 2s are 16 root 3 is our final answer. So today we've learned about multiplying surds. We need to apply the rule where if we're multiplying root a times root b, that's the same as the square root of a times b. And we need to be able to simplify our surds fully.